Hello, good afternoon. My name is Lidis Maria Mesa Cadena. In this video, I am going to talk about tax file. Export portfolio, practice and research process. This digital publication was made in the pedagogical practice of the online environment school based on an exhaustive research process carried out during the phase of education and pedagogical practice. The students belonging to the second semester of bachelor programs of the National Open and Distance University who needed to improve the communicative skill in English. Table of contents. Introduction. In the contemporary text has revolutionized the way we access information and learning. This transformation has been significantly reflected in the education field where TIC has proven to be a valuable tool to improve communication skills, including speaking and writing, skill in learning and second foreign language such as in English. That is why in this portfolio of the pedagogical practice in online environments course, we will explore the optimization of online practice to improve the experience and learning in distance education. The research was developed through wiki speaking sessions carried out with the help of teams. This education tool allows us to demonstrate how TEED has become an effective strategy to strengthen linguistic skills which reflect the impact of synchronous interaction in meaningful student learning process. Description. The purpose of this digital portfolio is to show through and exhaustive research in the subject pedagogical practice in online environment the importance of optimizing online practice to improve the experience and learning in distance education, especially for students of the second semester degree program of the UNAD during the 10-week session of oral class lasting 2 hours with groups A and B made up of 6 and 7 students throughout the education tool. Opting where interaction, participation, and communication meeting were carried out in real time, with the purpose of improving the communicative skill in English of the student during the 5 weeks of pedagogical and education practice in virtual class. Evidence of the session speaking. Research process. Initial idea. Optimize of online practice to improve the experience and learning in design education. Description. In an increasingly globalized world, design education has become a widely used learning modality. Online practice are an essential part of the modality, allowing students to apply theoretical knowledge in virtual environment. However, there are still challenges to optimize this practice to ensure an effective and enriching learning experience. That is why this line of research focuses on exploring how to improve online practice in the context of the UNAD with the aim of maximizing student learning participation, collaboration, and knowledge retention. Objective, general objective. To identify the optimized of online practice that promote experience and learning in design education through learning various lecture activity and other topics that allows a student to improve their communication skill in English during the development of the interaction session and synchronous communication in real time. Specific objective. Number one, recognize the optimized of online practice that allows students to improve their communication skill in English through conversation activity on the topic of lecture activity. Number two, incorporate the use of synchronous interaction tools that allow the application of interactive activity to facilitate meaningful learning of lecture activity. Number three, apply the data resource that facilitate the experience and learning in distance education using lecture activity in English. Possible areas of research. Purpose of the activity. The purpose of the activity was to identify the optimize of the online practice to improve the experience and learning in distance education through the class or lecture activity in order to evaluate and carry out systematic and concrete monitoring of the progress of the learning of the second semester student of the UNAD. in grades A and B enroll in the English 2 course with a basic level of English. So it was necessary to carry out the process of pedagogical and education practice in the pedagogical practice in course online environments. The class session on the topic lecture activity is intended to be interactive and dynamic so that the participation and commitment of the student can increase significantly during the development of it or the wiki speaking session carried out over the 5 weeks of classes. The research focuses on encouraging active participation and engagement of the student with online learning material. To adapt the content to online learning, in this case, the research and activity development in each of the parts that make up the work plan, as well as the teaching strategies that were adapted to the online environment so that were more effective and attractive for students. Exploring inclusion and equity by ensuring that online education is accessible and equitable for all students, including those with different skill level and learning needs. Lecture activity, class resource, and research process. Implementation content. The context of implementation of the activity was based mainly on carry out an exhaustive research process at the UNAD, with the framework of the research of the online practice to improve the experience and learning in distance education in the pedagogical practice in online environment core. So field theory as the main record of the process of pedagogical and education practice. The first class on lecture activity was developed mainly in a virtual environment with the help of the team with second semester students assigned to grades A and B. Made out of the 6 and 7 students aged between 17 and 25 years, which was essential to understand how the research was carried out, how the teaching strategies were applied, as well as the results obtained during the 10-week session of online class carried out during the 5 week of practice with the help of technological tools that include technology and the necessary teaching resources such as computer, internet as a learning platform, and online collaboration tools. Where student and teacher interactive through online platforms such as virtual, interactive learning classroom, learning management sites, and video conference. In this case, the team education tool that allow offering students a read and meaningful learning that allow students to improve their communication skills so that they can communication effective in English. In summary, special attention was paid to meaningful student learning as well as the technical consideration in the research ensuring that informed consent was assigned from participation while respecting technical principles and their recollection. Activity planning phase were out knowledge presentation, practice, production, evaluation. Teaching strategy. The teaching strategy implemented to carry out the wiki speaking session in real time with growth A and B to be able to work on the different content of the pedagogical practicing online environment core strategy that were based mainly on meaningful active learning and collaborative participation among students with contribute to the appropriation and learning of the disciplinary foundation of the course, while facilitate a better teaching and learning process with the improvement of communication skill in English the student. The research process influences teacher training. Distance education is very important today due to the large increase in online class in response to global demand. In addition, theories and models such as constructive behavior had great impact on online language learning. Recent pedagogical approach in distance education, such as blended learning, flipped classroom, and student-centered approach become powerful strategies for successful carry out online language teaching as do cultural and social factors that influence language learning, such as equity, optimize, and inclusion. Results. Introducing innovative pedagogical practice and the use of technological tools creates student interaction, participation, and engagement in the course of the English to at UNAT University. Personalized material addresses individual student needs, consider their learning style and pace. The class planning and research of the teacher might have improved his ability in online teaching and help him implement more effectively pedagogical strategies. A regular verification process was made to check if the planning strategy and activity were implemented at design. At the time, record of progress was always implemented to introduce new methodology, technological tone, and teacher training and research. Metric work records such as participation rate, academic performance, attendance, and student use technological tools. Findings. Number one, a student in groups A and B initially lack confidence in participation due to the friend making mistakes. Number two, despite their initial hesitation, students were consistently encouraged to participate and they received necessary feedback. This approach played a crucial role in the main. The progress in student confidence was reflected day by day in their increased participation and contribution to the development of class. Conclusion. The project actively incorporates the assessment based on college data and received feedback. This change is meant to ensure the effectiveness of the plan in real time, ensuring its adaptive and responsive. Meeting why students serving as a tool for the teacher, recognize finding and grade subject for enhancing the research plan in their near future, particularly for English to students at UNAD University. The council highlighted the project commitment to student learning in research practice responsiveness feedback and continue the effort improvement in education practice at UNAT University. Reflection on how the class impacted my research process. Reflection on how the class or the topic lecture activity impacted my research process, what is considered that is the one or the support the research process carried out in the pedagogical practice in online environment course on optimize of online practice to improve the experience and learning in distance education. Teaching lecture activity allow me to understand the meaning of personal connection with a student. The class on lecture activity addresses effectively time management strategies that the students put into practice in class. The class focus incorporated diversity lecture-based activity to cater to broad range of the student background and preference. They reflect how the research practice in online environments has impacted my cultural encourage toward my teaching philosophy and my current or future teaching profession. I think that it has generated significant transformation. The diversity of available resources has strengthened my ability to discern relevant and today information, thus promoting more dynamic and relevant teaching. This change in my research focus has shaped my professional vision, current to be more reflective, creative, and adapt education, technological and pedagogical change will under possible in my future.